For most of modern military history, armor meant survival. Thicker armor meant better protection. Heavier vehicles meant greater confidence. If you were inside armored steel, you were safer than those without it. This belief shaped decades of warfare. Tanks led assaults. Armored vehicles moved troops through hostile zones. Protection was measured in millimeters of steel. But modern warfare has changed that assumption. Today, armor no longer guarantees protection. In many cases, it only delays destruction. To understand why, we need to understand what armor was designed to stop and what it now faces instead. Traditional armor was built to defeat direct fire, tank rounds, machine guns, shrapnel. It assumed threats would come horizontally, from the front or sides. Battlefields were defined by line of sight and direct engagement. Modern threats no longer follow those rules. The most dangerous attacks now come from above. Top attack missiles, drones, and guided munitions exploit the weakest parts of armored vehicles. Roof armor has always been thinner because it was rarely threatened in the past. That vulnerability is now constantly exposed. Drones have made every armored vehicle visible. They track movement. They observe stops. They wait for the right moment to strike. Armor no longer hides forces. It highlights them. Once detected, precision weapons finish the job. Anti-tank systems no longer rely on brute force alone. They rely on guidance, angles, and timing. A missile does not need to penetrate the thickest armor if it can strike the weakest point. A drone does not need to destroy a tank outright if it can disable it. Mobility, once a strength, becomes a liability when movement is observed continuously. Cost is another critical factor. Modern armored vehicles are expensive. Training crews takes years. Maintenance requires logistics, fuel, and spare parts. Losing one vehicle is not just a tactical loss, it is a strategic one. Meanwhile, the weapons used against armor are often far cheaper. A drone costing a few $1,000s can destroy or disable a vehicle worth millions. This imbalance changes behavior. Armored units move more cautiously. They avoid exposure. They limit operations. Protection becomes hesitation. Armor also creates predictability. Vehicles must follow roads, terrain, and logistics routes. Their size limits concealment. Their heat signatures are detectable. Modern sensors do not need direct contact to identify targets. They detect movement, emissions, and patterns. Armor becomes easier to find than lighter dispersed forces. This has forced a doctrinal shift. Armored units no longer operate independently. They require constant support, air defense, electronic warfare, infantry protection, camouflage, and deception. Without this network, armor is vulnerable. But building and maintaining that network is difficult, especially under constant pressure. Urban warfare further reduces the value of armor. Cities limit maneuverability. They restrict fields of fire. They allow enemies to attack from above and below. Heavy vehicles struggle to operate freely. Their protection does not extend to every direction. In these environments, armor provides confidence but not immunity. Psychological effects also matter. When crews know they are constantly observed, confidence erodes. Armor no longer feels safe. This affects decision-making, speed, and coordination. Modern warfare rewards flexibility over protection. Smaller, lighter forces adapt faster. They hide easier. They disperse more effectively. Armor still has a role, but it is no longer dominant. It supports operations rather than defines them. Technology has not eliminated armor. It has rebalanced its value. Protection now depends less on thickness and more on awareness. Seeing first, moving unpredictably, avoiding detection. Armor alone cannot provide that. The future of protection lies in integration, not mass. Active protection systems, electronic countermeasures, and coordination with drones and infantry will matter more than steel. Armor is no longer a shield. It is just one layer in a much larger system. In modern warfare, survival does not belong to the most protected platform. It belongs to the most adaptable one. and that is why armor no longer means protection.